As a project manager, we need to learn, acquire, and develop some skills and techniques to ensure project's success. There are many techniques required in a project. There are most common or used techniques, and one of this is interpersonal skills. Everyone has a personal style and an interpersonal style, but some are more successful than others. While interpersonal skills may be based in part on personality and instinct, they can also be developed. Interpersonal skills are strongly linked to a knowledge of social expectations and customs, whether learned or acquired. People with the strongest interpersonal skills adjust their tactics and communications on the fly depending on the reactions of others. These essential skills include the following: leadership, team building, motivation, communication, influencing, decision making, political and cultural awareness, negotiation, trust building, conflict management, coaching. Being able to call upon and apply these skills at the right moment in your project can help ensure success. 1. Leadership. Leadership is one of the important skills that a good project manager must possess. The reason for this is that in many cases, the project manager doesn't have any authority over the team members for a project. This means he or she must manage the project through leadership. Although it can be more difficult to manage through leadership rather than authority, it is usually more effective because it is built on trust and respect. Good leadership skills will also keep the members inspired and motivated to do their best work. 2. Team building. Team building is another essential skill for a good project manager to possess. The nature of a project is that there are people from various different departments involved. In most cases, these people have not had the opportunity to work together and they may not even be familiar with each other's departments. If the project manager isn't able to turn these individuals into a team that is focused on the same goal, the project may not reach its potential. 3. Motivation. If you want to ensure the success of your project, you should work on developing your motivation skills. Having these skills will help that your project team members stay interested in the project, want to their best, and work toward the common goal. Good skills as a motivator will allow you to create an environment that allows team members to meet the objectives of the project while simultaneously being satisfied with the work they are accomplishing. 4. Communication. Good communication skills are important in most careers. If you are working as a project manager, that is even more true, since we communicate about 90% of the time. Some project managers go as far as considering the communication aspect of managing a project as their main job responsibility. 5. Influencing. If you want to become a successful project manager, it is important to be able to influence people. Just as critical is understanding when and how to use those skills and to ensure that you don't become a manipulator. There is a fine line. The role of a project manager is to bring together people from various departments and getting everyone to work together toward a common goal. Sometimes it can be difficult to get all of these different people to understand and agree on the details of reaching that goal. A good project manager will use her skills to influence people and help them to come to an agreement. 6. Decision making. There are many skills that a successful project manager may develop, and among them is good decision-making abilities. Having a decision-making model will facilitate this process. Since there are so many people involved in the project who may not agree on a decision, having a process to follow can be very helpful to gain consensus with the group. You can see in our previous video regarding decision-making. 7. Political and cultural awareness. Cultural differences can influence the decision-making process or the speed in which the work is completed. It can also cause members to act without proper planning. Not recognizing cultural differences can then result in conflict and stress within the project, which will further delay it. Understanding these cultural differences in a scenario context will also be tested on your PMP exam. Furthermore, it is important to recognize the politics involved in the project environment. Using political skills can help a project manager be very successful. However, more importantly, not recognizing the politics involved can create significant problems and roadblocks that could delay or completely derail a project. 8. Negotiation. Negotiation skills help a project manager by reaching an agreement or a compromise of some kind on the issue that may be causing a problem or delay. There are many negotiation skills that you should be able to use related to negotiation. These include being able to analyze each situation, being an active listener, and clearly communicating throughout the discussion. It can be useful to identify the differences between the wants versus the needs of those involved. Another important focus is to realize the difference between the positions people have versus the interests and issues directly related to the project. 9. Trust building. Trust is a precious thing to have when you are working on a project. Having an atmosphere of trust allows for good relationship and communication among team members and various stakeholders. A project manager wants to promote climate of mutual trust. This helps to keep morale up, conflict low, and everyone working well together. 10. Conflict management. Conflict is almost inevitable on a project. Project team members and stakeholders may have different opinions, areas of expertise, interests, personalities, work styles, and the list goes on. Add other elements often given on a project to the mix, such as tight deadlines, resource constraints, communication issues, you can see that conflict is rather likely to occur. 11. Coaching. Coaching may involve teaching and training or providing them a way to gain or increase their skills. This might be formal or informal training. You may have to find ways to develop their confidence and motivation. It may require you to increase team building and collaboration. Other interpersonal skills to mention are active listening, facilitating, networking, nominal group technique, and observation. Great job! Keep moving forward. See you in our next videos.